Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. My name is Adonis. I'm a writer and researcher from London, where I'm also calling from.
Hello, I'm Kristina. I'm also a researcher calling from Russia, St. Petersburg region.
Hi, my name is Alisa. I'm an architect from Kazan and I'm calling from Moscow.
Hello everyone, I'm Assem, an artist and researcher from Egypt. Thank you for staying through. In our project, we explored the cosmological rifts between different modes of planetarity, how we can rethink the planetary through the commitment to the scientific image of the world, what do the insights from scientific disclosures entail for the reformatting of both the human and the planet. Thank you.
The term planetarity appeared at the turn of the century in the humanities as a critique of planetary scale thinking. Different figurations of the planet have appeared in guises as diverse as the epistemological frameworks that produced them. World, globe, terra, and planet denote competing accounts of how Earth is defined and its position relative to the human. These figurations privilege anthropos variously as the causal agents the world is composed around, or consolidated as an after effect of the planet. Political, philosophical, and astronomic planetarity are categories we might use to organize these distinctions. We consider these modes of planetarity within the framework of manifest versus scientific image. The manifest image is the human's intuitive mode of understanding the world through phenomenal knowledge. It reflects the political philosophical mode. As it carves the world into atoms, the scientific image develops a theoretical perspective of the world beyond our phenomenal understanding. It reflects the astronomic mode. It reinscribes what the human can be, what it should do, and how it could do it. Our governing political philosophical modes, determined by the manifest image, have proven insufficient in their reduction of the planet to human temporal and spatial scales. The depths of astronomic planetarity disclosed through the scientific image, deep Earth, deep time, deep space, are sites of epistemic shocks. The planet's biochemical realities and our long-term ecological impact demand that our anthropocentric standpoint show humility in the face of scientific evidence. The project for the human is to re-inscribe itself in synchronicity with the revelatory disclosures of the scientific image. To imagine a synchronized planetarity is to commit the human's logical and ethical standards to become consonant with the scientific image's rendering of the world. If political philosophical planetarity is to combine with the scientific image, we must consider how categories of manifest descriptions are to be re-inscribed within those of science. The development of both images becomes a historical dialectic of collective reason. The scientific image's evolution ascribes to a cumulative and distributed revisionary vector. This is made possible by the development of general sapience and its projective potentialities beyond the human. Scientific development is a catalyst for imagining the world anew, but without a grounding narrative, it cannot operationalize new modes of knowledge socially and politically. How does the scientific image re-inscribe both the human and planetarity? Through deep synchronization, where these developments become interpolated into a cosmological order and influence how manifest planetarity is organized. Scientific disclosures of Earth systems illustrate how parochial the grand narrative of humanity is in the broader scope of the planet's history. The planet encompasses several complex adaptive systems that embody evolutionary processes on diverse spatial and temporal scales. Astronomic planetarity clarifies how the human is an after effect of the planet, therefore disenchanting the vision of the world as retroactively composed by anthropos. Deep Earth measures the vast extension of the planet's layers into depths we can only approximate through technical instruments. The geological materials we have discovered are temporary crystallizations of deep time. Earth deposits holding hydrocarbon compounds formed through the decomposition of organisms index the planet's history. The scientific disclosure of the planetary processes, thermodynamic exchanges, and metabolic flows regulating complex Earth systems demonstrates how humans are out of sync with the planet. The deep time of the planet eclipses our civilizational timescales. The slow churn of organic matter over millennia contrasts with the accelerated speeds of human capital and industry, which outpace the durations of Earth systems. The manifest image lacks direct intuition of deep Earth processes and fails to integrate our actions' long-term impact into present experience. Despite our discontinuous relationship, human history is infused with geological time. Geology and various related fields of knowledge, such as chemistry and ecology, frame the world and give it one possible scientific structure. The structure comes from below, through earth matter and organic materials, which serve as the factory of life. The structure comes from above, through the governing planetary metabolism, the procedural substrate of the Earth layer. This substrate understands the planet as an information system, offering a descriptive and instructive account of reality. The planet's metabolic flows and finite material resources give us specific instructions following an objective account of its scientific structure. The ecological normativity implied in Earth systems can and should give material specificity to our political, philosophical modes. What would happen if we treated all the elements in the Earth systems as forms of media, where the heavy material of space itself functions like an information system and a broad mixing chamber for many social, political, and technical networks? We put forward the speculative figure of the human as eco-medium, as an intermediary capable of negotiating between the scientific and the manifest. The human as eco-medium has to mediate the depletion of the planet's resources while applying the insights of ecological normativity. The eco-medium approach manages the potentials, material conditions, and relationships of astronomic planetarity through a synthesis of the manifest and scientific image. Deep space names an expansive universe in which an unmistakable cosmic silence rings, a silence that foregrounds our precarious existence and the possibility of our extinction. Humanity might be alone in the cosmos, as Fermi's paradox suggests. This silence provokes the question of the human's vocation, given the rarity of sapience and the scarcity of astronomical objects that can harbor life. The human as eco-medium must achieve this integration of the scientific to secure the future of collective reason and the planetary conditions that sustain it. The realization of the scientific disclosures of astronomic planetarity entails the human discovering itself as an eco-medium. Anthropos then conditions itself relative to the ecological norms within which it exists. Imagining the world anew cannot be achieved unless we try to synchronize the manifold images of the human and the planetary. This calls for the ongoing process of deep synchronization, the mobilization of scientific disclosures for the generative aim of integrating the different modes of planetarity into a new synoptic image of the planetary. This process considers the necessary labor of responding to the urgencies that evolving scientific images disclose in the realms of the social, political, and cosmological. The human can be defined generally as a being with intentions. This understanding obliges a commitment to constructing the community intentions which provide the ambience of principles and norms of the planetarity within which we live our lives. Following this commitment invigorates human vocation, moving us beyond the parochial image of human exceptionality and its mastery over its domains of existence. Embracing the depth involves integrating the human's temporal limitations and the projections of its discontinuity, recognizing the continuous re-inscription of the human's self-defining image. Deep synchronization enacts itself through the adoption of the revisionary force of general sapience. Synchronization negotiates the human's generative commitments through different contexts, scales, and constraints of the planetarities yet to come. To do this, even if only in imagination, is to transcend the dualisms of the different planetary images through the process of deep synchronization.